Hello, everyone, and welcome to the stream. We are in session 59 of our Seregen campaign. Good God Almighty, or Gods Almighty, I suppose, for this setting. Welcome in, everyone. Thank you for being here for the long haul. We are back for more Dungeons and Dragons. We have a effortless party of do-gooders down below. I'll let them introduce themselves.
By the 12, I am the Banewall, and I play Belzian Gilkis, the half-elf monk. Hiya!
Hiya.
I'm Amethyst. I play Roger, the Wood Elf Assassin. Wood Elf Assassin? Yes.
I'm Shade. I play Ulrich Oakenhearth, the duplicitous paladin.
I'm Jaeger. I play Yarvik, the halfling ranger.
I'm a I said I'm Zippo. I play Atomic. I'm Atomic. I play Zippo. I'm the manic kobold sorcerer.
And we have our guest back from last session. Go ahead and introduce yourself.
Hi, I'm Briar, your Queen of Brambles, and I will be reprising my role as Baroness Bevon Theres.
Awesome. And I am the Wombat of DM, as always, and I will be playing a few different things, but mainly To Kim, a refugee, if you will, from the Relicarian lands that has joined the party for shits and giggles. So welcome back, everyone. Last session was an interesting one for sure. We were kind of on the other side of a blind side as the group found out that they were actually in the care of the Baroness. They were escorted back to Malkavia, where they have been hosted with the finest of foods and commendations and all kinds of different excellent words for what they've been treated as. They've had some heated conversations too regarding different current events, and much of it was over the debate of a certain silver fowl, if silver swan that Ulrich revealed to the Baroness after the Baroness questioned them about it. How did the Baroness know about the party's silver swan? Well, she questioned a friend of the party from earlier in the campaign, Ire, who gave them up. So they're trying to field that as best they can, while also knowing in secret, unbeknownst to the Baroness, that they also hold the pair to the swan. And apparently this pairing of birds is somewhat potent for some reason. The party doesn't really know much about them other than that they have some connection to the undead. So that is kind of where we are. The group has currently kind of made arrangements with the Baroness to take the swan to the Queen herself as a peace offering to try and vie for peace with the vampires in light of the current mission of the party. But the Baroness does not want to allow the group to have control of it. Wants to send it herself or in her care. So they're kind of coming to an accord with that, but the Baroness has to check with the Queen first to make sure all is well and good. And that's where we have left off. All right, so I'm going to leave it to the group. I think we were kind of mid-conversation, or kind of toward the end of the conversation, but I'm sure there's still plenty of room to discuss the matter.
I believe last time we left off, we settled that the Baroness is going to send a message detailing the fact that the party has the swan, and in an effort to not leave it out of her care, she's beseeching the queen to let her travel with the party down to the capital in the mountains. And she has promised that the party can safely rest in her home until she receives a message back. Does that sound correct, everyone?
I think so.
Yep.
Yep.
And I believe she has had one of her ghouls attempt to yarp you all to private quarters.
Yarp. So let me get the map back up for our mansion setting. We're currently in the dining room. Yarp makes his way over to the door into the mansion and opens the doors.
I don't suppose we could see this letter before it's sent off.
Very well. I will write for you. And she picks up the quill that she had placed in front of you, Auric, and begins writing on the paper, or the parchment that she had left in front of you as well.
Apologies, I maybe I misunderstood. You were having us write the letter to your queen?
Well, she was originally had planned to have you write a letter declaring that you were sending the figurine.
I apologize. I would write the letter out.
But that was before you said you wouldn't let her take the figurine. So now she's writing a letter to the queen.
Right.
Yeah, my apologies. Yeah, okay. Sorry. Yeah.
So surprisingly, her writing is not very graceful or fluid. It seems very halting and unpracticed. But it is almost entirely perfectly legible. Eternal Cordelia, for whom the moon shines. At long last, I have located one of the silver swans. Kine from the Westlands traipsed heedlessly into my barony with the intention of seeking an audience to entreat thy queendom into an alliance against the dreaded Orcus. Through spies, I learned that they carried with them a swan figurine, and through wit I came to hold it and know it is one of the pair fair Necrata seeks. I attempted to ply the relic from their possession, to send it ahead of them, but they too suspect its power, and seek to use it as leverage in their intended audience with thee. Knowing that they very well hold the key to a truce with the barbarians to the north in the face of the greater rising threat, I dared not kill them nor invoke their aggression. I understand I am ordered to personally secure the border between my lands and those of Claudio, but I also know it would not do to let the relic leave my care. Prithee allow me to oversee their journey into the mountains to deliver the swan directly into thy hands. I await thy command with bated breath. Thy loyal Bavon.
Toe kind of whispers over to Roger. That was a good letter.
And Roger just kind of nods back at him. Yeah, much better than I could have written it.
I'm gonna give a sad shake of the head to Toe.
Does Baroness write with a cursive, or is it like printing?
I don't think you heard Toe, by the way, Zippo.
Zippo's soul. Not Zippo himself, Zippo's soul.
I see.
I would just look very impressed.
Instinctually no.
And Bill's. Go ahead, Brambles.
I would say that it's an attempt at cursive in most cases, but there's definitely like a default to print in others.
Okay, so she has like my garbage handwriting.
It's like really fast printing, but like with a few more loops and maybe some like hearts over the eyes.
Maybe not strictly hearts, but yeah, kind of like that.
Little skulls.
Like human hearts, not like the cutesy hearts.
They're drops of blood.
Yeah.
Is it in red ink?
It's in brown ink.
No, Wombat, we will not fetch you your brown pants.
That's all I wear, brown pants. Anyway, so I guess party reactions on this letter. Anybody say anything to that?
A splendid accounting of events.
I just hope it gives us a good in with the vampire queen.
Well, thank you for all of that, all of your accommodation there, and a very thoughtful and kind letter.
You are most welcome. I trust you will allow yourselves to rest and await my queen's response.
I can't speak for the rest of the group, but I think our interests are aligned here. And I could certainly use some rest.
All right, and with that, Yarp steps out into the main chamber. So Yarp kind of sits expectantly by the steps leading to the second floor. The Baroness looks like is heading to her private study. Is that correct?
That's correct.
All right. So she disappears down this hall and into this room here.
Wonder what she's going to study in there. Death and destruction? Tyranny? Probably.
All right. So I see Zippo's waiting by the steps. Is anybody else following?
Where steps?
Left.
Went out into the main room.
Belzian is having trouble going through doors.
All right. When Amethyst leaves the room, the door shuts behind him. Or I should say Roger, I suppose. Sorry about that. All right. Yarp looks expectantly at the rest of the group and goes, Yarp?
Femur.
It's just been renamed.
Yeah,
to
Femur.
Yarp now.
Well, okay, Femur. Yeah, sorry, thank you. I couldn't remember the actual name, but that's all he's been saying, so. Femur.
He's not quite as eloquent as the one in armor. The
Correct.
one in armor could actually form sentences.
Yes. That one's been trained. The Yarp is trained, but he's more of a cudgel than a rapier. So he leads the group up the stairs and onto the second floor. All right, I'm gonna let the map load. All right. So Yarp leads you to this door here. I'll open it for you. I accidentally left that Femur left this. I left Femur off of this floor, so just forgive me for just a second. I'm also missing one wall, of course. It always happens this way. Okay. There we go. All right, so he opens that door as well as the door to the south of you. You see, in addition to the bed that is in this room, there are two other beds that are in the adjoining room below. They aren't depicted on the map, but trust that they are there. In this spot and this spot. In fact, I can probably kind of put that in real quick. Give me 1 second. But as that's happening, feel free to talk, do what you want. Or not talk. That's fine too.
Does anybody else find it distressing that such mean people have such nice places?
I think that the Baroness has been nothing but kind to us.
Belgian's like glaring at you. You know this creature is oppressing tons of people, right?
The same could be
Yeah,
said for our own king.
I was gonna say, I mean, I'm definitely part of the aristocracy, and you know, I'm I'm happy to be part of that. But you know that there's a wealth difference between you and me,
And
and
we
power
appreciate
structure. Right. I, I mean, but that's the thing, you know, like terrible institutions can have friendly people in them. Doesn't make them good people.
Just because she is bad guy doesn't mean she is bad guy.
Angry kobold hissing.
That was funnier than it should have been. uh,
so many rooms. Look at all the space for activities.
So much room for activities.
Femur kind of kind of tugs at you to come back to your rooms.
Okay, fine. Back in here.
All right. Zippo's already on one of the beds. Belzin, you find that there is a chamber pot there. That's a washroom.
Can I investigate the chamber pot?
Okay. It is clean.
Oh. This proves nothing.
And rather than trying any further to get the beds in, because I want to be present, I'm gonna do this. Here are your beds.
Beautifully drawn.
Thank you. I am ever the artist.
Oh, very good.
Actually, I think I can. Oh, why isn't it's not filling? That's okay. Here we go. There, now we have a blanket too. You can see outside the day is getting later and later. And you all are feeling fairly tired, yes.
Well, are we taking watches?
I mean, I'm gonna be honest. We're about as in danger as we can be, which means that we're not in danger. You know, at any point we could have been injured already, or killed, or any other thing. I have no desire to take a watch.
I agree. We could have been dead at any time. The hostess may not be our kind of person, but she hasn't shown us any ill will yet. So we really could use the rest.
I think we should take a watch.
Yeah, Roger's gonna take a watch.
I will take all the
I'll
watches.
take a watch.
Belzian is sitting on this desk here, just like cross-legged, meditating, just staring intensely at the door. Watching, waiting, commiserating.
So I'll just
So
go ahead.
I was gonna say, and Toe will probably be happier if we treat this like a dangerous situation that he believes it to be.
Thank you.
Not saying that out loud though.
Never mind. I was wondering where Amethyst was hiding. He was under the bed.
Oh, I'm on top of the bed from my perspective.
You are now. I fixed it.
Okay. Can't get me under here.
All right, so who's doing watches? And then I'll describe the rooms.
I am.
Hey, cool.
Belzin will take a watch.
All right. Toe is already asleep on the bed that he's on. He kind of passes out. He gets under the covers, kind of covers his head, and just kind of like falls asleep in exhaustion from this ordeal.
Yarvik crawls on the other side, shoves him over to the side. Move it, Junior, and then proceeds to pass out.
All right. So the I assume Roger's taking first. Ulrich is sleeping. Belzian second. Zippo's third. Is that how we're doing it?
That works for me.
Okay.
Yep.
Okay. The two rooms are connected. They both seem to be rooms for guests. It appears like it's been lived in. Both rooms seem to have possessions within them. In the room with the two beds, one bed has been added. It's obvious that that room has been fitted with a second bed. It's almost like it was hastily drawn or something. No, I'm just kidding. So there is only one chamber pot between the two rooms, but the southern room has two doors, one leading to the main hallway, and one leading to parts unknown of the house. The doors were both shut behind you when you entered the room, and you can hear Femur outside every once in a while, kind of putzing around. Every once in a while you hear footsteps to the west, sometimes going past the western door, sometimes sounding like it's coming from below you. There seems to be the echo of voices in the room to your west, and then to the east. Every once in a while you hear passerbys go through. The house seems to be fairly active during your watches. I'm going to have rolls from all three watches at once if you could. Although if Zippo's away, we can wait on that one since he's third.
I'm back.
Okay. So yeah, go ahead and roll 3d20s, please. So Zippo rolled a 20, Roger rolled a 20. Okay, so this is separate from your perceptions. Perceptions are fine. But this is the encounter die.
Oh, sorry.
Roll the 1.
Okay, good to know.
All
right.
You know.
The snake sunglasses.
All right, so Amethyst, with your perception check, you can hear everything outside. You can hear the normal kind of occurrences of a town. You can hear people talking outside. Through the window to above your beds, with the curtains drawn, you can hear through the window, people walking around outside. The occasional sound of somebody being coerced to do their job a little bit more efficiently. Ultimately speaking, nothing too out of the ordinary for what you'd expect for a place such as this. But to the west, the voices that you hear in those chambers seem to be hushed. You can't quite make out what the voices are saying. It's not like a constant discussion. It's more so every once in a while you hear somebody talking to somebody else in that room. Since you're closest to the door especially, you can hear this. You also hear the rustling of papers.
From the same place?
From the same area, yes. Briar, while we're doing this description, feel free to explore your home. It is your home after all.
I got fire insurance.
Zippo and Belzian, you don't really hear much of this. In fact, you kind of are more observing the room itself. Zippo, I don't think you have a perception check yet, do you? Or no, you did. 5.
Yeah, it was a 5.
It's Belzian that doesn't have a perception yet.
It was 12. It's right before mine.
Oh yeah, that's right. It's the one that looks different that throws Briar off too. You're not alone.
Just Canadian.
And that's kind of the rub.
Hearing Zippo's watch is more of like a battle ready stance. Like I know he can't see very well with his perception.
Okay.
But he's more like ready to be attacked.
Yeah, you're kind of looking around the room and like trying to see through the doors and whatnot, trying to hear what you can hear on the other side. Don't really hear much. The house seems to be fairly quiet, surprisingly. But you're ready for anything. You eye the ceiling warily. You hear footsteps up above you every once in a while. It must be a third floor. You did see that the house had 4 rows of windows and also, 3 rows of windows and also a tower in the center. So. All right. Anybody have any questions or anything anybody want to do while we're on watch? Any discussions that are being had? Via ring or otherwise?
I think most everybody is asleep at this point.
Yeah, but we have handoff and things like that, so just checking. Any plan formulation before the next day is kind of what I'm getting at.
I guess the first question is, are we doing a maybe a quick espionage run to see if we can free Gormir?
We need to figure out where Gormir is. And then we might be able to extrapolate a plan from that. Before the sun goes down, does anyone want to take a look? Sorry, go ahead, Zippo.
Zippo's for sure ready to rescue Gormir. But we have to find out where he's at first. But just know once we find out where he's at, that's like one track mind for Zippo. So if you wanted to find out beforehand, out of character, you might not want to tell Zippo until you're ready to save him, because that's all he's gonna do.
Yeah, it may not be wise to enact this plan immediately, just because we don't want our hostess to rescind her offer of protection or turn on us once it has expired. Because she did make very explicit that our safety was only guaranteed while we were staying here until the message was sent before we leave with her or her agent.
yeah, I mean, like, Zippo is ready to fight her. Like, all it would take is one of the party members saying, "Hey, let's do it," and like battle readying already, and he would already be like tossing spells.
Like a dog pile.
And he's definitely like even if something comes up and we have to run, he's finding Ire first. She's getting a mind spike, okay? Like she's getting at least one spell cast on her.
I don't think we've entered in combat with any vampires thus far, but they do seem formidable. Or at least the Baroness did. The other ones just seem like bullies.
I just like, Zippo doesn't like the vampire lady. He's just pure not liking, and he likes Vormir, and he doesn't like Ire anymore because he thought Ire was their friend, and possibly the whole Elvish village. He's not really sure if they're their friends yet or not. So if we go back there, there might be at least one or two psychic lances getting tossed to test friendship.
Maybe we can save Ire. We can fix her.
No, yeah, we can fix her 6 feet under.
Oh no. Okay, before it gets too dark, because I think we're sleeping in the day because the vampires hang out at night? Question mark?
I think so.
Before it gets too vampire-y, does anybody want to take a look around outside of this room? In a naughty fashion.
So I take it we're going to when everybody wakes up now.
Yeah.
That's perfectly fine with me. No other things occur. No one disturbs you.
I can hear them doing paperwork in other rooms. It's very disturbing. What are they making planes?
What the fuck is a plane?
It's kind of like a rock, but less alive.
Flatter.
Well, there's I've learned about the ethereal plane and the plane of the elements and the sidereal plane, and then there's the astral plane, but I don't think that's really a real place. I think it's just a concept. Says Toe.
Speaking of different planes of existence, real quick, Zippo's gonna focus on his own.
Okay.
Every morning that boy plays with his orb.
Roll a D100, please.
Oh, 83.
Okay.
Zippo, you might go blind.
You dart into the orb for your mid-morning breakfast of knowledge, and you look out at the asteroid expanse. And you kind of peer around, and you see the planet below you. You see the area around you, and everything seems pretty much the same as it normally is. You see some sort of craft collecting some objects go past. That's pretty normal. Wait, what?
Yeah, hold on. And Zippo wasn't sure if he confirmed that people out there couldn't hear him, or if he could speak through the orb. So he's going to try to speak through it, and like, I know he can't speak in every language at once, so like, he's going to try common first, and then progress down his list of languages, like talking into orb, like, hey, over here, hey, how you doing? I'm Zippo.
Okay, the craft seems to be somewhere around 500 feet from you, maybe more. It's kind of hard to judge based off of your perspective. It seems to have some humanoid figures in suits of metal. They seem to have varying shapes and sizes. They're all humanoid, but they're not all the same shape. Some are much larger than others. They seem to be carrying some sort of static net that draws in some of those random floating objects, items that you saw amidst the asteroids, and they kind of snag them up and kind of move on toward more of the asteroid field.
Does it look like they're coming towards my artifact thing or away?
They seem to be heading away from you. They don't seem to have spotted you.
Zippo, I know he can't cast spells through it, but he doesn't know what all the orb does completely, so he's going to try his best to focus on it and see if maybe he can get it to, like, where his emits light, see if he can emit a stronger light.
Okay.
He's not casting any spells, he's just seeing if maybe he can kind of try to channel it into being a brighter light on that side to draw their attention.
Sure. Being that there's no objects immediately around you, and being that it is the vacuum of space, you're not sure if you are shining or not, but you make an effort.
Yeah. Is there any, I know it's like pretty far away, and I'm assuming Zippo can just barely see him, but is there any like wording or anything that he can read on there?
No wording.
Okay. Alright, Zippo excitedly comes out of the orb and tries to recreate the people on the, that he saw in his notebook.
Alright.
Very crappily.
Well, you haven't rolled for seeing how crappy it is. It could be the best drawing you've ever done.
Do I roll sleight of hand?
I think it was sleight of hand.
Hey, 21.
Probably the best damn drawing you've ever done.
Heck yeah.
And that's saying something. Because you've drawn a lot.
Yeah.
It does help that most of the background is black, so you can really just draw the figures and kind of just scribble behind them. And it kind of gets this nice shading effect and some chiaroscuro lines, some consummate V's. And there you have it. Some space pirates for your consumption, folks.
Heck yeah. Zippo excitedly shows the party. He's like, hey,
Alright.
so you know my thing that's in space that or not space, that's in, what did we call it? What is it called? Plane that would be technically space?
Sidereal.
Hey, my thing that might be in the sidereal plane, there's people there, so that means there could be dragons.
It's true.
Dragons are people too.
Could even be some vampires up there.
I hope not. We'll wipe them out.
Vampires are not people.
Vampires are like immediate murder on sight, like after this whole truce thing.
Except for all the times where they're not murder on sight. They're murder on sight.
Inception.
You know, maybe thinking about it, like, what if, hear me out, right? Hear me out. Like, long con game here, right? What we do is we murder the demons, right? And after murdering said demons, we kind of just like hopscotch into their plane, you know, kind of reverse invade and take that over, right? And then afterwards, you know, Zippo setting like, you know, at the top of all of that because he is the best. We come back, and but Zippo's saying this, and so he's talking about himself in the third person, just so you all know. And after that, we come back, and we immediately find Maris and just kind of kick him in the shins at least once. Same for Jordan, and then we come back,
You know,
and like we just lay away this place and only have Draco Liches here.
you know, I just love your imagination. But I'm not really gonna be behind you on all that. Some of that I'll be with you, but some of that's just suicidal.
just seems like it might work.
I don't know. I don't think it's suicidal until you die.
We just don't die. Problem solved.
Easy.
All right. So, with that spiel out of the way, the group was talking about moving about the house some. Is that still something that's planned or thought of?
Yeah, if we could figure out where Gormir or anyone else might be, we could better plan our plans, if need be. What we need.
Yarvik
is
finds
plausible
that
deniability.
both the doors that he tries are both locked. And the third one as well.
Oh no, is the
Oh,
chamber
that's
box
next.
locked? Oh, okay. Phew, we can still use that one.
Oh, this is great.
We are in prison!
I mean, we're imprisoned in the sense of we had an opportunity to. I mean, we still have what they want, so I'm not worried about this until 4 days have passed and nothing has changed. I believe that was roughly the timeline that we were expecting.
I mean,
They are killing us with kindness, Ulrich.
I'd rather be killed with kindness than with fangs.
Zippo was pretty sure that, they put us in this room so that when they pretend to get a message back, they can just murder us and take it. Or
But here's
try.
the thing, though, Zippo. At what point did they need to put us in this room? We were already in a room with them. We're already, we were prisoners the moment we were brought here. It's.
Yeah, but if we're trapped in the room, they can outside because they're gonna need them.
They can do what?
Get more troops to put around the doors to help them fight because they're gonna need them.
Right, but again, they brought us here. They could have had an army waiting for us. They could have anything.
But they didn't know we had the swan at the time they brought us here.
No, they did. I mean, they suspected we had it.
Yeah, but suspecting and knowing are two different things. If you suspect something, you don't want to murder them because what if they had information on it? But if you know something, like they have it, then you could kill them, take their bags, and get it.
Yeah, I'm with Zippo on this one. Knowledge is power.
All right. I mean, I think y'all are looking for a fight.
You hear a knock at the
I
door.
think we came here.
Occupied.
Come on in.
So it's still day. It's late day at the moment. So you see the door open, and oh man, why did I forget again? Femur is standing there. Behind him are several humans carrying plates of food.
Room service.
They enter the room and place 6 plates on this table and this table here. 3 each. Seems to be breakfast foods despite the late day. There are hot cakes with syrup, dark syrup, some sort of fruit parfait. You don't recognize the fruit. It's a dark red fruit. And it's not a suspiciously dark looking fruit. Like, it's not fruit made out of blood or something like that. It's just a fruit that you don't recognize. I mean, for all you know, it could be a blood fruit, but I'm not trying to say it suspiciously, is all I'm trying to say. Yeah, and a few other accoutrements. There's water, there's a few juices, and a pitcher of a dark looking brownish liquid. It smells of cider.
Yarvik, never being one to pass up the opportunity for a good nosh, proceeds to head on over and grab a plate. Hey, you got any sausage with this? Do you sausage here? I don't know. But...
There is sausage and bacon, yes.
Sweet.
Femur gives his most professional yarp, and the door closes, and he turns and walks. The door closes.
Is the door locked again?
Well, you can click on the door and always check to see if the door's open or not.
But what if I click it too fast? I didn't even click it that time wrong. It seems the door is not locked.
Yarvik's just gonna take his plate with him and just kind of wander around a little bit. He's just gonna see what he can see.
Okay.
You hear Yarvik just kind of echoing down the hall. Wow, this place is huge.
You can see out through the windows that the day is already growing to be dark. It seems to be dusk outside, which seems strange since it's only 4 in the afternoon. As far as your calculations might have been for how long the group stayed awake through watches. So Jaeger, you wander throughout the halls and enter another room. This room seems to be fairly disheveled, with actually some furniture in disrepair. A sheet spread over a stack of boxes, and it looks like a tear in the floor. Broken table leg here. There's a dead plant in the corner on the left-hand side. The fireplace seems bare.
Yeah, this place kind of messed up. Looks like there's a bow over there too. Somebody was not having a good time. I'm just doing general investigation check, see if I can see what happened.
Sure. You kind of study the room and kind of turn and look over in this area, see what's going on here. Turn over and look, And when you turn back to look at the room again, the room is perfectly straightened up. The crossbow is hanging on the wall. The bow is ornamentally hung from above the head of the antlered deer above the fireplace. The bed is made. The boxes that were in the center of the room are drawn to the side and stacked neatly. There are no rents in the floor. Even the carpet seems straighter at the area where you entered, and the plants look alive.
Just say over the ring. So you guys should come check this out. This room was completely destroyed, and then I turned around, and now it's fine. So I'm guessing the last guest here didn't end up in such a good way. Might need some arcane investigation over here.
Zippo? And Roger will come in and look at it. There's some magic stuff going on. Want to check it out?
I swear this room was ransacked. This room was ransacked when I first came in.
We can ransack it again.
Sure.
Practice makes perfect.
So I guess do we see the room clean as described, or when we roll up there? Guess I have to probably move out of this and find wherever the hell Yarvik went.
One second.
Okay.
All right. Can you repeat the question, please?
Do we see the room as well put together?
You do,
or is
yes.
Okay.
Yeah, there was a big hole right here. The whole room was ransacked. Weapons were off the wall. And then I turned around and it was fine. He says this continuing to talk around mouthfuls of like pancake and syrup and sausage.
Does it look like anybody sneakily put everything back? I guess I'll do my own investigation.
Sure.
Kind
I'll
of
try
looking
Arcana.
looking for signs that maybe somebody, physically moved things back or what have you, very quickly.
Okay. So the investigation, Ulrich, you're kind of doubting yourself because your investigation turns up. You can't figure out, unless through some magical means, how this room went from one way to the other so quickly. You didn't even hear the objects move, which you were sure that, those boxes, if they were moved from one area to another in the room, you'd at least hear the rustle of the sheet or the drag of the weight of those boxes. You kind of check on them, and they're solid. They have weight to them. There's no way that they could have moved that quickly without you hearing. So either they weren't messed up, or they are still messed up, or something in between that.
Is there like I don't have it. Isn't there a way to like dispel illusion or dispel magic?
It's a powerful illusion magic.
Zippo, with your Arcana check, you know that there is magic that could do this. There's quite a few different things. Whether this is that or not, or what type of magic it is, your Arcana check doesn't really glean anything that comes to mind, but you're also mainly focused on damage magic, so you're not as much of an expert on such things, nor do you normally care.
Yeah.
You know that it wasn't a gust of wind.
I can confirm it was not shape water that did this.
Correct, yes.
There are shenanigans afoot, gentlemen. Shenanigans, I say.
Zippo goes into this room?
There's a fire burning. There's another crest of the Baroness above the fireplace. The room is fairly well kept. There seems to have been somebody who lives in this room. It seems to be well lived in. Currently is unoccupied though, and the door was unlocked, of course.
Okay. Well, as any good house guest does, I'm going to rummage through the things in this room.
Okay.
Do I need to make an investigation check, or I just toss stuff at random outside of the dressers or whatever they have?
All right. Feel free to do an investigation.
Man, I'm rolling hot tonight, I tell you what.
Whoever lives in this room seems to be someone who is well thought of by the Baroness. It's definitely not the Baroness's room. But this is a fine-looking room. There's even a chest with valuables. That when you open it up, you see that there's a small collection of silver. Sorry, not silver. Sickles. The denomination that I was talking. The moons. They kind of look like sickles. The moon coins that the elves traded with you folk before. I think some of you exchanged some money for it at one point in time. And if you recall, these coins have a line down the middle that can make the coins broken in half, so they can make their own change.
Gotcha. Do I feel like this might be what's her name? The lady that led us here that I hate now.
Higher?
Yes. Yeah, does it look like this might possibly be her room?
The clothing appears to be both male and female in the wardrobes, one for each. Seems that a couple might live in this room.
Okay. Well, is like I'm assuming the clothing's not locked.
No.
Like I can move the clothing. Okay, I'm gonna move part of the male stuff into the female one, and then vice versa.
Okay.
Yeah, after doing that, so I feel pretty confident that whoever is in this room is going to be a little bit annoyed, hopefully, and he's going to walk out the door.
Okay, I see Roger's still in the room.
We'll go follow the rest of the party.
Okay. Belzin, you come to a small meeting room with 7 chairs and an 8th at the head of the table. It seems more ornate. This might be where the Baroness meets with her trusted counsel.
Interesting. Are
There's
there
supposed to be
any?
a wall here?
Also, there's stairs over here,
Yep, that's
and there's a nice little deck on the other.
Wait, so Zippo, that is it seems like a tower that adjoins the mansion. That is an open area where the hallway opens out into, and there are stairs going back down to the first floor. Jorvik, what were you saying?
Just pointing out that there were stairs over here, and then there's kind of a, I don't know whether it's over on the other side to the right. Is it a so like a street level, or it's like a deck or something
Yeah,
like
it's
that?
a balcony.
Yeah, balcony.
All right. So, anything else you want to explore on the on this floor?
I think there was another one. Oh. Oh. Is there anything cool outside here?
All right. So you see outside. You are on a balcony. There is a balcony below you as well. This is a second floor balcony. The balcony looks out over a familiar scene from where you entered the manor earlier. You can see down the street. In the low light, I will up your vision slightly just so that you can see further, because ultimately it is kind of day-ish. It's evening, and you're kind of just making the sun set is just on the horizon, despite it being only like, maybe, well, I guess it can't be 5 p.m. if the sun's setting. That's really weird. You see that it's a finely groomed area. You see a livestock in the field out here, and this is presumably the stables connected to it. Oh, why isn't it not pinging? There it goes. You see the structure where you had you can see into the windows and see the ballroom or the dining hall that you were in last night. Among other things.
Well, if you walk back in here and try the store then. Oh.
That door, you open it, and then immediately the door shuts again.
Oh.
And then it locks. You can hear it click.
Sippo's gonna look at the door. I'm coming back for you. And he walks away.
So inside the room, you got a brief glance at another room that looked to be pretty ransacked, pretty trashed. The wall opposite you, opposite the door, looked to be crumbling slightly, as some stonework had fallen to the ground. Some planks were disheveled. There was a door to the right as well, and then that's all you saw before the door closed and locked.
This whole thing is just an illusion, and this place is actually just a garbage can, and the Baroness is actually a slob. That is Zippo's new running theory. He has taken that back to the party. So, guys, I think, just based on everything that we've seen, maybe this whole place is just in shambles, and we can blame the Baroness for it because it's her place. So, that math adds up. but and we're just being constantly tricked by some kind of illusion to make it seem like it's fancy. And like all the food we've eaten, it's actually been just like really bad, like rotten food, but we just couldn't tell because of the illusion.
It's
You
entirely
think
possible.
some trickery is about?
Yes.
And what if it was, as you said?
Then we would know that it's like that now. I mean, I don't really like. I thought up the theory as I was walking back here from insulting a door, so I'm really kind of catching up on my own theory when I explain it to you guys. Kind of like I'm learning it as I go and telling you as I learn it. I guess wake me when we need something, and Zippo's gonna go back into the orb to see if he can see the people again.
Returning back to your orb, you do not see any trace of them.
Sad.
All right. Anybody else have anything? As Zippo came in and kind of settled back down on the bed.
Yes.
No, I don't think I have anything else.
Nope.
Briar, are you still here?
Nope, I'm still here.
Okay, I sent you a message.
Yeah, I'm still thinking.
Okay, sounds good. So I assume nobody made an attempt to go down to the first floor at all, just stayed to the second floor. There is also another stairwell that kind of led upward in the hallway. I don't know if anybody tried that. I didn't see.
I think of.
Right. Briar, would you send somebody to fetch them, or would you approach them on your own?
I will send someone to fetch them.
Okay.
Someone with a command of the common language.
Okay. What was your armored? Actually, you know what? Sense of humor. I assume you'd probably choose ire, right?
Yeah, I'll choose ire.
Okay. So ire appears at the door just about the time that Belzian opens it to look back out into the hall. Ire gives Belzian a blank look and says, "Hello, Belzian."
Well met. Come in, friend.
Well, I was about to ask if you would all like to come out. Mistress has summoned you to the banquet hall.
So, how many banquets do they have around here? Like one a day? Two a day?
It's just where the meals are served. When they're not, when you're not taking them in your rooms, of course, but it's also a place to sit, of course.
Of course. My fellows, it seems we are being summoned.
Well, shall we?
All right. Yep.
We'd like to note that now that formal meeting time is over, Yarvik is back in his normal armor and attire and put the formal wear away.
All right. You are led down to the first floor. Transitioning back down. And the dining room is open. Just noticed a door is out of place. Let me fix that. There we go. I had to resize the map earlier. I finally found its correct dimensions. Ira leads you into the banquet hall. The Baroness is standing in front of the tables, just on the edge of the rug that separates the two rows. You're getting kind of used to this by now, but the door shuts behind the group once they are all in. Yarvik, I assume you're going in?
Yeah, so where are we at?
Go north. There you go. It seems Ulrich takes his seat back at the upper table. Seems Yarvik has also taken his seat. Belzian stands before the Baroness, and Roger stands toward the back of the room. Toe is next to Zippo.
What, if anything, can we do for you?
Ira looks expectantly at the Baroness for action or dismissal or anything of the sort. She kind of stands transfixed, motionless.
Return to Gormir.
She turns and leaves the room wordlessly with a deep bow before she leaves, leaving through the north door.
Welcome back. I hope that everything was restful and the food was to your liking.
You are a most gracious host. I, for one, have enjoyed your hospitality.
You may doubt me, but I am glad to hear it. And she slides a letter down the table to Ulrich and Zippo. I have received a response from my queen.
That was
Before
much
you
faster than. I apologize. Go ahead.
before you pick it up, I must ask once again, would you let me send the figurine ahead of you to the queen? Though I suspect I know your answer.
No, I'm afraid that that's just not going to work. But I suppose perhaps we could have a discussion about that after we see what your queen says.
Do you need me to post it?
Yeah, go ahead and post it. And it's very evident that the Baroness's lips are pursed very tightly.
Ulrich reads this in his mind to everyone through the rings. I welcome your ability to give glad tidings in dire times. This news is most welcome. I doubt these intruders offer anything Necrata could not already take. The barbarians will not invade while demons flood their land. Dispose of them however you wish, but save one. I trust your charms may prove to a potent ally, so choose which wisely. They may know of the location of the Swan's mate, and perhaps other information may be gleaned from that of our unwanted neighbors. With Orcus, Necrata sits at the edge of a knife. Breaking the bonds that have enslaved us to the night may prove to turn the tide in our favor. Already, you know what, and there's a quick aside, it sounds like maybe the Swans are going to help create an Evernight, would be my suspicion here.
We're
But
not gonna be
anyway,
able to
back to
walk
the
in the
letter.
daylight.
Yeah, something like that. So now that's information we didn't have. Already we have lost ground to Orcus to your east. Claudio has betrayed your queen and has bent the knee to the demon prince. Make this relic your highest priority and return to me the relic, your charge, and your resting place. I am calling you home. I mean, you know, obviously this is all silently read to you all, but she wouldn't necessarily. I don't know how much, how intuitive she is about our connections with the rings. But Ulrich otherwise appears to be the only person reading this. So if none of you immediately react, Ulrich will just say to you all, there's no doubt that she's read this already in her mind, or in her own time, so she knows what it says. And I will point out that we are not dead.
And you said that over the rings or out loud?
Yes. So all of this has been over the rings.
Then there is still fear.
They know a lot, but they don't know what they don't know. And the Baroness specifically, she's someone that we could use to our. I think there could be some mutual benefit here. Why would she share this with you? Unless she wants you to be the one that she's going to say. Speaking to Ulrich.
Maybe like through the rings, it wasn't like, Maybe it's because she wants to figure out which one of us knows the most about the swans and their location. I say we just kill her. Like,
I don't
Or
know.
the
I don't
fun
think
thing
we, I
is,
don't. I don't think we need to kill her because I think she can be of value to us. Also, I think we have to do everything we can to keep the other swan from falling into their hands. If that means we got to destroy it, sink it in the ocean, whatever we need to do, there is no way we could let them have this second swan.
While we're having this conversation out loud to buy us time and perhaps avert suspicion, Roger will say out loud, "So, Ulrich, what does it say? Is she coming with us to the capital?"
well, I, Baroness, I wonder, have you had a chance to read this letter yet?
I have.
Well then, might I inquire what your thoughts are?
And Ulrich is trying to essentially make her. Excuse me. I'm
Salute.
so sorry.
Bless you.
Make her. Thank you. Make her. Kind of throw under this like I am not showing my hand to my party, but I am. I have this information. What would you tell him? Kind of idea.
Did I just lose all sound? No.
I hope
No,
not.
just
Okay.
sound
No,
fine.
I muted for a split
Okay,
second.
all right.
I muted for a split second.
I was like, wait, everything
So
cut
yeah,
off.
again, it's just no. It's just again, he is making the assumption that you do not know about the rings, and our ability to telepathically communicate, and rather than answer his friend, he is asking for the Baroness's insights, an ingratiating move on his part.
I believe that my queen might be a bit hasty in her judgment of you.
I would agree with that.
I
Now,
cannot refuse her command to bring her the swan.
that is right. I did forget about that. I don't suppose that's a curse that can be broken.
Even if it could, that would certainly be a death sentence, if not immediately, then at some point in the future. Of course. There,
Well,
there always is a future that there does not have to be.
I think this lays a problem before us. You have been a kind host, but you are compelled. I am curious. Were you not compelled? Would you obey her request?
Gosh, is one of the cats right under the mic?
Yep, you can hear the rumble.
Oh yeah. No.
Were I not compelled, I would still largely seek favor with my queen, as I suspect any who would bask in her moonglow would do the same. I do not have to follow her commands to the absolute letter, but I am compelled to bring her the swan.
Ulrich, you feel something wash over you when she says the word compelled, but it brushes past
did.
you.
Does Zippo notice the magic?
You can roll an Arcana check. So I will say that there is no spell that's been enacted, and I will say that you've kind of smelt magic amongst the place, so it's kind of hard to distinguish what's happening, but something just happened. You felt a tingle of something happening. You didn't seem to see the her cast anything, is what I'm trying to say.
So, if you're not compelled to the letter, what is your solution? And by to the letter, I do mean to the absolute letter of the letter. What is your alternative?
My solution is as I have beseeched you. I bring the swan. I bring at least one of you with me. And we go to the capital. I do not leave it in your possession.
A quick clarification. You use the term "at least." Was that a conscious use of those words? Because at least it could imply that all of us could go. And this is me, the player, asking, not the character.
That is correct. And that was not a particularly conscious use of those words.
So it would be appropriate for Ulrich to point that out then.
Correct.
So, just a question as far as a kind of a point of order. Since the body of the letter has now been posted, is it assumed that like the letter just got handed around to all of us, so now we are all visibly aware and have basically we're all on the same page outwardly? So is that the case?
Well,
Ulrich read it to you all through the ring, but I don't think he has released the letter at all because he's trying to. Yeah, but I think I'm going to hold us up no longer and just have him say,
by at least, you mean you would take all of us?
I would not.
In the rings, he'll say, "All right,
Well, you know what's been said. You know what the thing says. I'll leave it to you all. Act. I mean, I'm spinning wheels here.
We should probably send with her our strongest warrior, Toe.
Well, with that, I think it's time for a break, and then we'll come back to see what happens next. Sound good?
Done.
All right.
All right, so we'll be back in
See you
about
all in
10
10.
minutes. So 9:15, we'll be back. All right, we are back from break. Thanks for sticking around, folks. Last we left off, the group was reacting to a letter that they didn't really want to receive.
I definitely wanted that letter.
I would say the contents of the letter were what we were unhappy with. We were actually
I was
very
happy with the contents of the letter.
Okay, setting aside Zippo. Zippo doesn't like the contents of the letter. Zippo likes the outcome that's going to happen as a result of the contents of the letter.
Yes. Zippo was excited. He's very sad Ire already left, though.
No, that's perfect. Kind of at the same time that Belzian suggests Tokim be the one to stay. Kind of before To can even respond, Roger is going to stand up, draw his bow, and shoot at the Baroness.
All right.
Well, that's not the route I was going to go, but okay. I guess we're in it now.
All right, make an attack.
Alrighty.
And everybody roll initiative, please. Let me make sure you have your characters
I have it.
selected, by the way.
I have advantage on this attack, which I need to roll a second time. Okay, the first one was better. Does a 22 hit?
And Briar, if you don't mind, since I'm going to be kind of maintaining a lot, if you want to make calls for yourself, I would greatly appreciate that.
I'm gonna burn my inspiration on that initiative. we're gonna... Jesus fucking Christ. You know what? I deserve that. For my hubris.
You're never as fast as you think you are.
I tried to click on my character, but it didn't go into the turn order thing.
That's fine. Shout out your
Is an
initiative.
18.
Briar, if you can also make sure you've rolled initiative. I think that's the...
Sure. I'm trying to get the right number off of the code right now.
Yeah. So for you, here, let me, yeah. Would it help if I got rid of the brackets?
No.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the one I did not give you, right? Of course. All right, Roger, what's your initiative?
11.
Okay.
As badly as it can be.
Ulrich?
16.
Okay. Zippo?
18.
18?
Yep.
Okay. Belzian.
Belzy is also 18.
Okay. Yarvik.
25.
Jesus.
Yeah, that was my critical. That was the initiative. That's good.
I got a critical on initiative.
Very true. Also true.
Hey, you're trying your best. That's all that matters.
God, I can't believe I used my inspiration for a -1. I would cry, what are the odds? But I do actually know what the odds are, and this isn't all that unlikely.
Okay. And nobody can see Briar's rolls, correct?
No.
Okay, I'm just making sure because I can see them pretty plain. All right. All right. So this being said, I do want to say this, and that's that there is not going to be a surprise round. This is just going to, I mean, you're going to activate combat for sure, but from then on, we're going to be basically going in turn order, okay? Because, I mean, everybody here was kind of expecting the fight.
Yep.
So there's that. Yeah, make calls for yourself, Brian. That's what I was seeing. As in, like, if somebody asks, does this beat your AC? You can say yes or no, things like that.
Okay, yeah, I can definitely do that.
Appreciate
Does a 22 hit?
Yes, it does.
Alrighty. Let's roll us some damage. And I'm probably going to have to manually add the acid damage in here. Unless Wombat has done some magic. Nope, I need to add the acid damage. So 27 between the piercing and sneak attack damage, and then 3 acid damage on top of that, for a total of 30.
Ouch.
And sorry that hospitality has to come to an end.
All right. Any free action of talking, Fairness?
A shame indeed.
Yarvik, you're up.
All right, Deegan, wake the boys up. It's time to go to work. That's, talking to the boat.
Mhm.
And then I'm going to open up with, let's see, Black Arrow first. That re-rolled as a 1 a second time, by the way, because I get a free re-roll on 1s. So that's 2. So that's 3 critical fails so far. This fight. I assume a 14 does not.
It does not.
And then second attack roll. $20.
But that will.
That does hit, yes. I don't know if you heard her.
Yep. Okay, so that's going to be 4 pierce plus. That's the wrong one. I clicked the wrong thing. Hold on. Disregard that. That. Okay, we're just having fun with ones tonight.
How much total damage?
Let's see. Looks like 2 and 3. 3 total. So a whispering tickle.
Is that on top of the 11 from the initial roll there?
Sorry, that was so. All right, I read that wrong. So 11 damage. This was rolling differently than it used to roll. I don't know why it's rolling differently now, but it's doing the combined thing. Normally it didn't do that. Anyway, so 11 plus 1, so 12.
Gotcha.
All right. Femur leaps into action in defense of his mistress, and kind of screams a snarling call, no longer using any form of language, be that he only spoke in Yarps. It's not really much different, but he kind of howls in anger and rushes Roger. He's going to make a claw attack against you. And does an 18 hit.
An 18 hits.
Okay, make a DC Constitution saving throw, please.
I'll roll a con save.
Oh, actually, disregard. No con save for you.
I will not roll a con save.
You take 8 points of damage as his claws dig into you and slash at your side.
Yep.
Being that he's a ghoul, his further effect does not affect you as an elf.
Haha. Immune to paralysis. Asterisk.
That being said, he ends his attack there. Belzian.
It's clobbering time. Can I jump onto the table and from the top ropes double elbow Yarp in the head here?
Hang on 1 second. I might have missed something. Yes, I did. Before Belzian goes, go ahead, Briar. And feel free to break in any time that you end up using one of these actions as well, by the way.
The rapier that was scabbarded at the Baroness's side springs to life, drawing itself from the scabbard and fleeing itself towards Yarvik. It attempts to pierce Yarvik. Kind of just like a flourish out of the scabbard and then a straight beeline at the halfling.
Does it make a cool shink sound as it comes out of the scabbard?
Oh, it absolutely does. Does a 22 hit?
Yes.
That's 9 piercing damage.
Okay. Oh. What the heck is this? What's going on here?
The rapier thrums in response.
All right. Is it Belzian next?
It would be Belzian next.
Me, thanks. Belzian's still rushing over to the other table to jump on the table to jump on the ghoul with elbows. Elbows out. Does a 17 hit? Or Yarp friend?
Oh, for the ghoul.
Yeah.
Let's see here. It does hit. Yes.
Yay! Does the 9 hit?
No, it does not.
Okay. I'll also do Flurry of Blows for good measure.
Okay.
Because it's fun to roll the dice. Well, it actually made the bloop sound that time. So, 10, 5, 22 damage of the bludgeoning variety.
All right. In one fell swoop, Femur is knocked to the floor by your flurry of blows.
Belzian says, "Ooh, yeah." That's his whole turn.
His blood pools around Roger's feet.
Just like old times.
Yeah, you've slayed many ghouls in your time in service of the king, Roger. If you folks recall, the opening story that I gave each of you to kind of introduce the campaign was about a ghoul attack. So, nice callback there. All right. Belzian, is that everything?
Yes, thank you.
Is it Zippo's turn next?
Yes.
All right, Zippo, go ahead.
Okay. Go with all reliable. I need you to make an intelligence save for me. Fairness.
Alrighty.
DC 17.
It'll be one more than that, actually, Briar. What's the DC?
Belgian 18?
17.
I succeed the save.
Okay, so you take half damage. So you take 13 points of psychic damage.
How many points was that again?
13. Check something here. Alright, yeah, that's it. For now.
All right.
Ulrich's turn?
Ulrich, yes.
Yep, Ulrich is going to come over, so actually he'll go the long way. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I mean, it's just her in here, right? That we can see.
Yeah. She's the only person standing in the room. Femur has been slain.
Okay.
You can
In
do
that
like
case,
a perception check if you'd like, but that'll take an action.
Right. I think instead Ulrich will
go here. We'll get here, and then I need her to make a wisdom saving throw DC 17.
She succeeds.
Okay, nothing happens. If there are any other creatures that are within... well, no, I think... nope, I have to choose them, so never mind. And then as a spell, he'll do a spiritual weapon at 3rd level, which will appear next to her and hit her for 27 and a total of 12 force damage.
Where you want it? Here,
That's
here, here. There's a lot of
that's great.
This one
Wherever.
here? All right. Well, I
that's
need
good.
you to be specific, so okay, perfect. Wherever isn't what I can do. I'm doing what you're telling me.
Right. I had said that's great the first time,
Right.
and any of them worked.
Yeah. Okay.
Yep. Yep, that's it.
So that was 12 force damage if the 27 hits, correct?
Yep.
All right.
Before Ulrich finishes his turn, the Vargui cage springs open. And multiple flying heads dash out of it.
So that was in his line of sight. Would I not? Is it just a matter of like I didn't actively?
They're in a cage that I mean, so you saw them originally during the dinner, but
Right.
the cage had a cloth
Yeah.
over top, so it's not like they were actively threatening you. Yeah.
Okay.
But if
No,
if it was an area of effect thing that you hit the Baroness with, that might also affect them.
If he can't see them, then he can't choose them.
Okay, perfect. So yeah, he wouldn't have been able to.
Great, thank you.
Mm-hmm. So the Vargol cage opens and they begin rushing out, but they'll act on their own initiative. And I've already rolled that, so. All right, that will be the up to the Baroness now.
Yep. The Baroness will cast Sleep on Zippa.
Counterspell.
Okay, so for counterspell, could you post counterspell in chat for me, please? What level is sleep?
Sleep is a 1st level spell.
Okay, it is counterspelled. It's an automatic if it's 3 or less. Level 3 or less. Perfect. Okay. taking any move actions, Baroness?
Yeah, the Baroness will move over here.
All right. Any other actions? Anything else?
I'm trying to see if there's anything that I can do as a bonus. And I guess not.
At this point, okay.
So I will end the Baroness's turn.
Okay. Next up is Roger.
Oh man, nobody is adjacent to her, which makes my turn harder. Well, really, what better time for it? Roger is going to cast invisibility on himself. And then he is going to invisibly move right here. I guess using the rogue bonus action to hide and be... We'll stealth it up. And that'll be my turn.
All right. So for all intents and purposes, we will treat Roger as invisible. So nobody can see Roger aside from Roger at the moment.
Presumably.
All right. So it's the Vargoyle's turn. There are 10 of them that pop out of the cage, and they rush the party. Let me just move something over quickly so I can. Just get this correctly. Okay. So they do have a fly of 40 feet. So from there, that should be able to reach everyone in the party. Excellent. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 2 kind of encircle the Baroness, and one more goes after Belzian, and one more goes after Zippo. All right, I'll start with Zippo and work my way to the right. We're going to be making bite attacks for each of the group that is being attacked. Oh wait, sorry, Ulrich, I missed you completely in there. I don't know how I did that. It should be like that. Yeah. All right. So that they kind of attack the party like that. All right. So Zippo, you've got 2 correct now.
Yep.
Critical hit. So that is okay. So I rolled a 24 to hit, and it's crit. That I'm not really seeing. Okay, so it looks like my 2 rolls are 11 and okay. It's weird how it kind of spelled it out. Let me see if the roll shows better here. Okay, so what I'm seeing here, okay, the way it rolled the critical automatically, it's just a little bit weird. So, okay. Do you have any poison issues?
I don't think I have anything specifically for poison.
Okay, so you take 13 normal damage and 11 poison damage for a total of 24 damage.
Alrighty.
That's for 1. The second one critically fails and gets a 5. That's very interesting. Statistics we'd love to see.
Yep.
All right. Let's do Ulrich next. $22.
Yep.
And 23.
Yep.
First hit is 8 damage. Second hit is 17 damage. All right. Yarvik. Does a 13 hit?
No.
About a 17.
Yes, that does it.
14 damage for you.
Copy.
Belgian. So the 23 hit.
23 hits.
16 damage for you.
Ow!
I assume a 12 does not, though.
A 12 does not hit.
All right. The other gargoyles encircle the Baroness in kind of a protective screen, kind of orbiting her like large ion stones. Large, bulbous, gruesome-looking heads around her head. Which brings us to the top of the round. Baroness take account for the top of the round, but meanwhile, one thing that you folks will also notice is the crest above the fireplace. The hole that is above the crescent that's facing like a U upward begins leaking blood down into the crescent, which slowly begins filling the crescent. The blood seems to stay within the crest. All right. Top of the round. Yarvik.
Since I have no idea how to fight a rapier that is not being held by anything, I'm just going to deal with the immediate gargoyle threat in front of my face because I don't even have a clear line of sight to her anyway.
Okay.
So the one to the north. Okay, and that is going to be. I assume that hits.
That hits, yes.
That's going to be the. I'm going to do the black arrow for 1d6 force damage on top of the attack roll.
Okay. All right.
So 12 there.
And that's this one here?
That's that one. Yep. And then the one to my right, same thing.
That's a hit.
Okay. And then that is a 1d8. So 12, 9 pierce, 3 sonic.
Another 12. Got it. All right.
And then she's going to spend the rest of his time just trying to defend against this insanity.
Sounds good. Any movement?
No, there's not much point right now.
All right. Well, Femur's dead. Is it Belzian's turn?
It is the rapier's turn.
It is the rapier's turn. Let me give you a rapier too, so that you.
A couple questions that I sent you.
Oh, did I miss them? I will check that in just a second. Let me give you an icon. All right, so the rapier is in. I don't know if you can see that very well.
Yep, it's tiny, but it's there.
Perfect.
Let's see. Okay, I do see that you had sent me a message. For some reason, my phone is being very slow tonight. All right. So, what's the rapier doing?
The rapier will swing around and attack Ulrich.
Okay. By the way, folks, after the Vargoyles swarmed and attacked, there was a flicker for a moment as there was a flicker for a moment as between when Ulrich and Yarvik went, where the house seemed to kind of the room seemed kind of to slowly start to age a little bit. Everything still was pristine, but things were fading in color, weren't quite so bright. You didn't really notice that as much during combat, but you absolutely noticed it just as Yarvik came to attack again. All the colors restored to the room, just kind of turned back. So it's like you slowly turning the sepia up on your TV. You might not notice until it snaps back to, normal color. All right, so we're making an attack against Ulrich. Ulrich does a 9 beat your AC.
No, it's a 12.
Does a 12 beat your AC?
No.
All right. Is that
So
it?
I believe now it would be Belzian's turn.
Okay, Belzian, go ahead.
My least favorite thing, gargoyles. I am going to use my action to attack the one up on the table here.
Okay, hovering above the table.
Yes.
You're kind of punching
My
up at
karate chop also hovering.
Hadouken.
Yeah. We'll save that one for later. It's
Okay.
more like the weird spin kick thing.
21 and 23 both hit, yes.
And it's still floating there, looking intact and stuff.
How much damage was that overall? 11?
11.
Yes, it's still up.
Yeah. A worried Belzian will strike a defensive pose.
Okay. Is it Zippo's
And that's
turn?
my turn.
Patient defense. Dodge action as a bonus action. Okay, cool. Good to know. All right. Briar, is it Zippo's turn?
Before that, the Baroness is going to make a very sudden dash towards Belzian.
Hello there.
Does leaving Roger's threatened space provoke an attack of opportunity?
It does
In
not.
this case, it does not.
Yeah.
Okay.
Will she have Sentinel?
It was worth asking, for sure.
And now it's Zippo's turn.
All right, Zippo.
Alright, first thing Zippo's going to do is Thunderclap. I need the Varcoils beside me to make a con save, please.
Sure. Just the one to the north and east of you?
Yep.
Okay, those are these two. All right. What's the save?
Con save, DC 17.
All right. Northy makes it. Easty does not.
Okay, so the one that makes it doesn't take any damage, but the one that doesn't takes 11 thunder damage.
Okay.
I realize a mistake I've made in my planning here, but I can rectify that said mistake. I'm going to then Quicken Spell for 2 sorcery points and cast. Hold on a second, let me check something. Okay, yeah. So, Quicken Spell and cast Psychic Lance on the Baroness. I need an Intelligence save, DC 17, please.
She saves.
Okay, so you take 13 points of psychic damage again. And that's Zippo's turn.
All right. That's it for Zippo. Is it Ulrich's turn?
Before it's Ulrich's turn, the Baroness will make an unarmed attack on Belzian.
But I'm on a table. Remember, you probably have to roll it at disadvantage. Or maybe not, I don't know.
Nah. Just think of it like she's just a tall vampire.
Yeah.
They're very low tables.
Your feet should be very accessible.
Oh no. I'm wearing sandals. You've heard of finger food.
14 doesn't hit, does it?
Sorry, a 14?
That's what I said.
Does not hit.
Right, Ulrich's turn.
All right, Ulrich. I thought there were cone tools to do measuring on this, and I don't seem to have it. So
I don't see him either.
apologies. Yeah.
I think it's
Forgot to
just
look.
Yeah, it was
templates.
a feature.
What type of
Yeah, I got
cone?
Wait,
Oh.
why do you have it, Atomic? Where is it?
In the measure thing, you can click shape instead of line. It gave me cone option. I also have
Shape
beam.
instead of line?
I don't have that.
Are you?
Yeah, I don't have
do
that
you
option.
have a Roll20 subscription?
Yeah, I do.
Okay, that's why.
I do.
Oh,
So
interesting.
do I. Unless that has gone. Maybe that's my issue. Maybe it's gone.
Do you have a pro
dead and I didn't
subscription?
realize it. Yeah. Or wait, what are you?
Do you have a
asking?
normal
Is it both?
subscription
Not
or a
that this really
pro?
matters. This could be.
Because I know pro gets us free stuff. I don't have that one. I just have the basic subscription.
I don't remember which one I subscribed to.
Well,
I just kinda
anyway,
clicked it.
yeah.
No worries. Anyway, yeah, I can figure that out later. That's my own problems. Cool. So Zippo, I'm curious about 30 feet. This needs to be a 30-foot. Okay, great. So I am going to suffer the attacks of opportunity here and
Okay.
move here. And I want to see what the 30 feet looks like from that.
Okay, so you have
Beautiful.
2
Let's not
attacks of
get-
opportunity, right?
Yeah. Well, yeah, let me make sure that I think I might have to go 3 attacks of opportunity with the Baroness as well.
Okay, yeah, that's fair. Based on your movement speed.
Atomic, can you not include Roger in that at all? Damn.
If it's a dex-based save,
wonder-
electricity or acid hitting me
It's
is
not.
perfectly fine. So
It's not. I wonder.
if you stand right next to the Baroness when you do this,
That's kind of what I was wondering. Yeah, if how that looks instead. So
I think you hit the same number of Argyles, if not more,
Yeah.
without any friendly
actually,
fire.
that is better. That is better. So I wouldn't take one from the Baroness.
Yeah, I see that. All right, so I'll make 2 Vargal attacks as they bite at you as you leave. 14 and 9 for attacks.
hit.
Yeah, I didn't think so. All right, so you move there.
So I would make the argument that the 2 guys on the bottom really I don't get to hit because they are more than
You're not hitting
they're
their
less
center.
than halfway in the
Yeah.
space. Yeah. But the other guys I should plus the Baroness.
Okay.
And the rapier if it has
So
HP.
all of them. Yeah. So this isn't an HP thing. I need them all to make a Wisdom 17 save.
The Baroness succeeds.
For the Vargoyles, there's 4 of them you're hitting, right?
Anyone with the 4 total.
Okay. Top one got 16. 2, 12, and 4.
Okay, so all of them are frightened of me, and do have to use their turns to dash away. I'll post the spell.
Yes.
Oh, sorry. That's not what I wanted. Come on. There. So they have to take the dash action away from me for as long as they can. As long as they can see me.
Okay.
And then as an action, or a bonus action rather, the axe will float over to the Baroness. I do not have control over the axe, but it will float to the Baroness right here and swing. Uh, 25 to hit, and if it hits, it deals 7 force damage.
It hits.
All right, I'll move the axe over. There you go. Thank you.
Thank you. Ending his turn.
Baroness.
The Baroness will grab for Ulrich. Does a 20 hit?
It does.
All right. You are now being grappled.
Yep.
And the Baroness will bite you.
Yep.
And she will miss because a 10 definitely doesn't hit.
Nope.
All right. Anything else from the Baroness?
I believe that's it for the Baroness.
All right. We are up to Roger.
All right. Roger will move invisibly here and break invisibility to shoot the Baroness with advantage.
Okay.
I believe a 27 hits.
You would be correct.
It's a big old pile of damage plus 1d6 acid damage. So 32 piercing and sneak attack, and then 5 acid for a total of 37. And then Roger is going to use his rogue bonus action to dash. Around behind the table over here. And that's my turn.
Baroness, is it the Vargoyle's turn? The Vargoy?
Before the Bavard we go, I will make another swipe of my claws on Ulrich. And miss.
Yeah, it's an 18, just so you know.
All right. Okay, from there, the Vargui begin to react to the current predicament. So Roger, you are not invisible anymore, correct?
That's correct.
Okay. Not that that matters for the ones that are not occupied because they're all frightened and can't go that direction. Very good. But they do make action to move away from Ulrich and toward Belzian and Toe, who's been hiding behind a curtain down here next to Zippo.
It's worth mentioning the text of the fear spell there says they move in the safest way possible, which you may or may not be interpreting as away from other combatants.
And they also have to dash as an action.
Let's look at that one more time. So fear, each creature, while frightened, the creature must take a dash action away to move away from the safest, if the creature ends its turn in a location where it doesn't have line of sight. The creature can make a wisdom saving throw. Okay, so actually, I'm gonna say this. I'm gonna hit back on that, and the reason why is because they cannot escape line of sight with Ulrich. So they have to make wisdom saving throws.
Nope.
Right?
They just can't. As long as I have concentration, they can't.
Yeah, they
do
can't make the
anything
save unless
except
they
for
can't
dash.
see him.
Oh, if the creature
Correct.
ends its turn in a location where it doesn't have line of sight to you, the creature can make... Oh, doesn't have. Got it.
Yeah.
I was misinterpreting. Okay. So we've done fear before
yeah.
for something else where...
There are other things that do.
So I think I was thinking of that.
They really...
Right?
Yeah.
So in this case, they can't
There are
really
other things
attack.
that
They're
work
just
that way.
running, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
They're going to go back into their cage.
Okay.
That's all perfectly fair. All right. Let's do the attacks then. So we'll start with Belzian. Belzian, first attack misses. Second attack does hit 22. So let's see how much damage that is. 12 damage.
Are you still rolling with disadvantage?
Say again?
Are you still rolling with disadvantage on Belzian?
He
He hasn't has a turn yet.
Because of the dodge.
Yep.
Let's roll a second time.
I will dodge here patiently.
Actually, it does miss. So subtract that's 12. Thank you. Good call out.
Okay.
Yarvik. First one misses. 16. Does the 16 hit?
Nope.
Okay. Zippo. Does a 15 hit?
Yep.
Okay. 15 hits for a total of 17 damage. All right. That being said, the manor rumbles slightly, and Ulrich, from within the cage, you see all 4 Vargui fall to the bottom of the cage, dead. And you see the Baroness in front of you's wounds heal.
Asterisk.
I'll get rid of them for now. Just put them outside. All right. So that would be the Vargui. The crescent moon fills more. It is not fully filled, but it is definitely growing in shape. It's starting to be a larger crescent. It seems to be filling an entire circle of a moon. It seems like the natural progression would be a full red moon. All right. That being said, we are back up to the top of the round. So Yarvik, it is yours.
All right. So we start with Zephyr Strike to get some range and some distance. So that doubles my movement speed. I think I get to. Hold on, how do I? There it is. So I'm going to move away from these 2 gargoyles. Back there is good enough. And then I'm going to do the first of 2 attacks just with the bow. $18. I'm aiming at the Baroness, by the way.
Okay.
Does that hit?
18 hits.
Okay. And then there's going to be +8 for this. And then I forgot to declare an arrow, so we're going to skip the first special arrow. So I did the second attack. And then I'm intend to use the second arrow, an arrow this time, one of my special arrows, and it's the sonic one, which is 1d8 of sonic damage.
$17 total.
Let me see.
11 plus
13.
6. Oh, plus 2.
Yeah.
All right. So no, yeah, it's 11 plus 6. Yeah. 11 piercing and 6 for your sonic, because the short bow, the +2 is just saying it's a +2 short bow.
Right. So it looks like 15 first time and 16 the second time.
I thought the first attack didn't have any modifier.
It did because of the Zephyr Strike. Had
Okay,
1d8
got it.
extra,
Copy that.
It rolled a 2, but
Yeah. All right.
And that's it.
So a 15 and a 17?
Correct.
All right. Is it Belzian's
It's the
turn?
rapier's turn.
It is the rapier's turn. Okay, copy that.
The rapier will move right there. And it's time for weapon on weapon action.
So remind me, Ulrich, with spiritual weapons, it's
So it doesn't have anything.
like
it
insubstantial,
is-
right? It just causes damage.
Yeah, correct. Yeah, it doesn't have like a HP or anything.
Okay. Good to know.
No matter what your Baldur's Gate 3 says. Genuinely, one of my least favorite parts about Baldur's Gate 3 is that thing can get opportunity attacked, and
If you time it well, you can use it to eat opportunity attacks so that you can move around better.
yeah,
Just like-
absolutely. But I also feel the same way about Mage Hand. No one should be attacking my Mage Hand.
But you can attack with Mage Hand in Baldur's Gate. Anyway.
Yeah.
All right. And it will go to Zippo.
All right. Is that
I
they
think
look good?
Belzian might have, unless something else is happening.
That looks good. Right where it is.
Oh no! I have to reload Roll20. I'll be back in a sec.
And it misses. Big wide swing on Zippo, and it just whooshes right over the head.
Heck yeah.
All right. Is it now Belzian's turn?
Before it's Belzian's turn, the Baroness will attempt another bite.
Okay.
And that pesky armor will get in the way. It will now be Belzian's turn.
All right, Belzian.
Hello there. I'm gonna try to take out the table gargoyle here. Assuming Roll20 wants to work. I think it works. It made the bloop sound? Okay. I don't think. Well, does an 11 hit?
11 does not hit.
Okay, then we are going to Flurry of blows it. Hopefully blows it away. Huh?
Okay. So that's a 19 and a 26.
Yeah, for 19.
Okay. Toward the one directly above the table, you said?
Yeah, the one to my right.
Okay. And you said 19 damage?
Yeah.
You punch a hole through it, and it collapses to the floor. Sliding
Nasty
off of your
face.
fist.
Ew. And that's all for now.
All right. Is it Zippo's turn?
It is now Zippo's turn.
Heck yeah. Okay, so I'm going to Thunderclap again. Need them both to make con saves. And if the sword has HP, it also needs a con save. Pretty bad damage. It's 2 1s. I'm very sad.
So this is the Vargui's cons.
Yeah,
And you said
yeah, these
what's
two.
the 17?
If the yeah, DC 17. If the sword does have HP and can make a save, it also needs to make a save. If it's like I don't know if it's like a ghost holding it or not, but this is like a little bitty plot thing. But then I'm going to quicken spell and throw a chromatic orb. Using thunder damage, and because I'm throwing a spell of first level or higher, that is a thunder damage and or lightning, but thunder for this one. Both the Vargos automatically take 5 thunder damage.
Okay. So 5 in addition to the 5?
Yep.
Okay.
Does a 21 hit the Baroness?
It does.
Dang, I rolled 3 1s on that damage too. You take 9 thunder damage.
Okay. The one to your right goes down.
Oh, right. And that's Zippo's turn.
All right. Is it Ulrich's turn?
Yes.
All right. Ulrich.
Okay. One last casting of fear this time, and I did figure out how to do that. This time hitting these 3. So wisdom 17, please. There's no one else in that line, right? Am I hitting Zippo?
You are hitting toe.
I am hitting toe. Okay. How about when I do that?
You are not hitting toe. You are hitting the
That's what I do.
Vargui. Okay, just those two?
And the Baroness.
And the
the
Baroness,
Baroness.
Okay. And then all right, and the Baroness makes it. Screams ring out through the house from somewhere upstairs as someone shrieks in terror.
They found where I switched their clothes around.
And one of the Vargui looks to be shaken, but the other one does not.
In that case, the old axe is going to go down to the one that's not shaken and shake it up.
Okay.
15.
Okay.
15 hits.
15
it's
hits.
13. Get 13 force damage on that. This Forgui here.
Okay. Is that your turn?
That is my turn.
All right, Baroness.
Oh, I should have clarified. You did say you did say the Vargui I scared previously all fell dead to the
Yeah,
ground. Correct?
they're all gone. They're at the bottom of the cage.
Okay, great.
I just removed them so that you could see the cage itself.
Yep, just for my own. I will have moved. No, I'm grappled. Never mind. Great, done. Sorry.
Yep.
Alright. At the end of Ulrich's turn, the Baroness will make another unarmed attack. And even though we're grappling, I'm pretty sure a 16 still doesn't hit.
That's right.
Alright. On the Baroness's turn, she will make a multi-attack on Ulrich. I'm sure a 22 and a 26 hit. You said an 18
They do.
was the target?
Yep. That's right.
Let me roll that one for you, Briar. It looks like it's not posting correctly.
I may do.
Okay, yeah. Okay.
So that's 9 bludgeoning damage, 5 piercing damage, and 6 necrotic damage.
So what happened here is the Baroness dug her claws into your side, piercing your skin, and then sunk her teeth into your neck. And you're filled with a dark energy as she inflicts damage upon you. Anything else, Baroness?
That will end my turn.
All right. Roger.
Alrighty. I believe I've been implored to do something about all the Vargui. Although, the one right here just north of Zippo, is that one taking any damage?
Yeah.
Yeah, it has.
Hmm. It seems like a waste to shoot at that one. You're going to deal with it soon. And I can't sneak attack any of the other ones.
Well, I mean, it's just kind of a shifting of damages, right? Because if you attack something else, it's the same as Zippo attacking something else.
I suppose. Sure. We'll move.
Also, one north of Belzian is within 5 feet of him. You can sneak on that.
I might go for that one. I need to get line of sight, but I can do that.
Yeah.
Tables are low.
Yeah, but I need to
The
not block
problem-
Yarvik. I need to not block Yarvik also. We'll come around here, and I'll shoot at the one that's adjacent to Belzian. To hit. Oh, come on. So that's an at 20.
Yup.
So this is probably going to die.
Yeah, could be.
And I'll roll acid damage twice. And we'll get a calculator out real quick. 37 plus 38 plus 12. That's 87 damage to that Vargoyle.
Belzian, make a reflex save, please.
Like a deck save or like
Yeah,
athletics? or what?
dexterity save. Athletics. A dexterity save. All right.
20.
You kind of like duck out of the way as like acid splashes off in an explosion of Vargoyle face and acid. I know it's not in the rules, but it's just that much acid kind of exploded out from it that you even needed to kind of dodge out of the way.
Oh god, yeah, we got max damage on both of them.
Yeah. Sometimes you just got to go with rule of cool. So.
There is a downside to targeting the Vargoyles, and that's overkill.
Yeah, which Belzian almost certainly could have
so.
gotten. Yeah, part of.
And I'll use my rogue bonus action to dodge.
Okay.
And that'll be my turn.
All right. Cool. So it is the remaining Vargoyles' turns. So that's 3 left. I'm gonna start with the one that's attacking Zippo, just because. It's gonna bite at you, Zippo. Zippo, what's your AC?
14.
Okay, I hit you and deal 18 damage. That was a good hit. It was max. No, it wasn't quite max, actually. All right. The other one to the west of you flees back into its cage. This one moves one more. And begins shrieking. I need everyone except for Zippo to make a DC Wisdom save. Beat a 12, please.
Is this for fear by chance?
It is. It is. Yes.
Okay, if it's for fear and you are within, I think it's 10 feet of me, it's impossible for you to be frightened.
So
I feel
that would
very
be just Belzian.
Despite my low roll, I still feel very brave. Or
get-
you
Myself
inspire me.
emails in, yeah.
Briar, you're fine too.
And I get an advantage against that, so that's roll twice and then take the higher one, right?
Correct.
Yep.
That is a wisdom.
Wisdom, yes. Okay.
18.
Jaeger, you're okay. Roger, you are frightened. And while you're frightened in this way, you are also stunned. So you're incapacitated, you can't move, and you can speak only falteringly. You automatically fail strength and dexterity saving throws, and attack rolls against the creature have advantage. So you can't attack or move because you're incapacitated, right? Yeah, can't move and only speak falteringly. Yeah, so you kind of huddle down to the ground.
I'll just be over here cowering.
The same happens to Token over here as he also screams out in fear from the Vargoyle.
Hasn't he been cowering this whole combat?
Yes, but even more so now. He was doing pretty well at kind of hiding and not drawing attention to himself. This is quite the opposite of that. All right. The crest above the fireplace fills more. It seems to be at half moon status now. The Vargui in the cage drops down and dies as well. And it seems like the mistress is healed as well.
Oh no.
All right. Top of the round. We're back up to Yarvik.
I'm gonna shoot the Fargoyle southernmost one, the one that is shrieking right now.
Okay.
First is gonna be the green arrow.
That's a hit.
So 11 there.
It dies.
Okay. Second shot's just gonna go to the Baroness. And this is gonna be the black arrow, the sonic arrow.
Okay. Impressive hit.
And then okay. So 14 then. Sorry, 13.
13 damage.
Correct.
All right. Anything else?
Just gonna nudge Roger. Hey man, you all right? That thing's dead now.
I would say, unless the effect has been broken.
Yeah,
Nope.
probably not.
Sorry, Wombat, if you said something, I did not hear it.
I said nope.
All right. Yep. No, Roger is still stunned and immobilized.
All right. That's it for Yarvik. It's the rapier's turn.
The rapier will take another thrust at Zippo.
Okay.
$20 hit.
Yep.
That'll be 8 piercing damage.
Alrighty.
And that will end the rapier's turn.
All right. Is it
It will now be
Zippo's?
Belzian's.
Oh, is it Belzian's turn? Go ahead, Belzian.
Hello there. I would like you to meet my friend. A kick to the head. Well, at least one of them. Does a 25 hit?
Yes, it does.
I'd also like to try to stun you with Stunning Strike. If you could make a con saving throw.
The Baroness is stunned.
Oh boy. I don't know what that does, but it sounds good.
All right, stunned effect. I can pull that out real quick.
Here you go.
Hey.
So a stunned creature is incapacitated, so
Incapacitated,
he
can't
take
move,
action.
can't speak, only faltering. It's the same thing that Roger has.
Yep. But as an added note, just because the Baroness has legendary actions, she can't take them if she's stunned.
Correct.
Well, that's certainly exciting.
Indeed.
And more flurry of blows. That is a 17 hit.
$17 hits.
Oh boy. Feel bludgeoned, please. To the effect of 20 damage. Plus the 7 from the first one.
She feels very bludgeoned.
I'll use all the key.
Ye-
Ye to the key. And also that's all Belzian's doing for now.
All right. Zippo.
Zippo is going to toss a chromatic orb at her again. And the Bargal above me automatically takes 5 thunder damage.
Okay. Still up.
28 hits for... Well, hold on. I might get a crit. Let me roll again. Okay, I didn't get a crit. Oh, that's so much better damage. It's sad. So 28 to hit. It does 26 thunder damage. And then since I used a spell above first level, well, actually, hold on. Wait a second. I want to check something. Make sure I'm not mistaking what I think I can do. Okay, yeah, no. Then the Zippo's going to use his bonus action to get his fly away. So he's going to fly 10 feet. Or, hold on. Wait a minute. My math might be, yeah, it's 10 feet. Which way does Zippo want to go? He's actually going to fly this way. So he's going to fly this way, provoking no opportunity of attacks.
Because of his ability, right?
Yeah. And then he's going to use his full 30 feet of movement to move up here.
Okay.
And that's his turn.
Ulrich.
Ulrich is no longer grappled because of the stun condition incapacitating her. So he is... Well, the spiritual weapon's going to come back up and attack with advantage. Ugh, 16. The 16 hits.
This is not hit.
Does not.
I remember you have
Don't worry
advantage.
about it. I did.
Okay.
I rolled worse in the second one. And... attack with his non-magic weapon. Really hate to do, but... just making sure I don't have anything I'm forgetting. Nope. So he'll make 2 attacks with this non-magic mace.
That's one hit.
And a crit. So crit and hit. Alright, hit for 14 non-magic bludgeoning damage. And... what the hell? Okay. Guess. Wait. Oh shit, I forgot I do radiant damage. Right. Sorry, 10 magical, non-magical bludgeoning damage, 4 radiant damage, and... right, fucking paladins.
Best class.
Eh. And right, smites. What am I also thinking? Sorry, we'll do so many smites on this. Sorry, it's late and I'm not thinking about my character. So 2 smites, which I get to make the decision when I make the hit. And so okay, so 6 additional D8 radiant damage on top of that, and then and I do not understand why those totals.
Now you know why I was
Oh.
having issues earlier.
Now I get what's going. Yeah, okay. All right. So let's just unpack this entirely. 10 non-magical bludgeoning damage. 11 non-magical bludgeoning damage. 11 radiant damage plus 6d8. 25 additional radiant damage.
Did you double the ones for the crit?
Oh, but one of them was critted. Shit. So an additional 3d8 radiant damage.
So did it already roll the 3d8?
No.
I think when you
No,
critted,
that's an entirely different thing.
So okay. So when you added the smite, you're talking about. Because if you see
Yes,
here,
correct.
with the rollout, when it critted, it rolled all that stuff for you.
Yep.
So.
Yeah, it
didn't
rolls
roll
the
smites.
extra, but
It
where
didn't
he's a
roll
paladin of
smites.
11th level, it automatically does radiant damage when he hits
Yeah.
without him having to use smites.
Yeah, correct. So in total, he has done, again, that's 10 plus 11 non-magical bludgeoning damage
Okay.
total, plus 11 plus 45 radiant damage. And that's it. That's my turn.
All right. All right. The Baroness is stunned. Is there anything that you do in your stunned condition?
Because you're incapacitated, you can't take actions or reactions,
Right.
and as a result, that eliminates bonus actions.
Correct, but I meant more like in terms of like halting speech or anything like that.
Oh,
Just giving her agency. That's all.
The Baroness
Which
will
apologies.
cough up some of Ulrich's blood. And
Me too.
with a forced smirk, she will say a very good hit.
All right. And I'm assuming that's your turn.
Yep.
So Roger, it's yours.
Am I still stunned?
You are not. Or yeah, you are actually. It's still. Yeah, there's one more. Yeah, unfortunately, you are.
Well, then I do nothing.
Okay. Tit for tat, right? All right. Being left to its own devices, the Vargui goes after Toe. And Toe needs to make a D12 charisma saving throw as Belzian sees something very familiar happening to Toe. All right. That's a fail. Toe is basically you see the Vargui gape its jaw and kind of enclose Toe's head over its own, and kind of digs its teeth into Toe. Toe is screaming in pain.
They've been fighting with us.
What was that?
They should have been fighting with us. They've seen him fight before.
Have you now?
Pretty sure.
He flew the bird.
Yeah, when we had to fight those flying ghost things.
Flying ghost things. Yeah, he was flying the bird.
You don't just get to
Fighting
fly a
as
rock
much as,
without being a warrior.
It's like
Anyway,
the Air Force.
yeah. All right, so that is going to be yeah. So it digs in its teeth, and stays in that area. And that brings us to the top of the round, which I will say is where we're going to end it for tonight because it is 11 o'clock. I know we have that hard limit. So what will happen next? Well, I guess we'll find out next time on the Seregen campaign. So our next session is going to be in 2 weeks, which would be October 24th. Does anybody have any issues with the 24th?
Should be good for me.
Yeah, should be good.
Sounds good. I just say it's pretty crazy that Halloween is on Friday the 13th this year.
Right?
Heh.
All right. So tune in for a very spooky episode coming up in 2 weeks. We'll see you there. And thanks for joining us. And a very special thank you to our guest, Queen of Brambles. Have a good night, everyone. Be safe,
Thank
be
you.
well. Bye, everyone.
Bye.